Hey folks, this is Price is Wrong from Battle Vortex, Battle Pirates group page and show. We're here on the roundtable today. We got a few of us here. We got a lot of spots open. We got about 6 more open spots. If you don't see the Hangout link in the description, then you might need to actually refresh the video because it's down there and on the YouTube page. And anyway. Just make sure you have like a headset. You know, you don't have to have a camera, but you know, if you have a headset, if you don't have a headset, then just try to manage your mute button and all that, because that way we don't have to worry about any kind of backfeeds and stuff. But what we're going to talk about today is, I guess, primarily the Brimstone event and some fleet build ideas. You know, Robot did come out with a tips and tricks. It pretty much almost is like a copy and paste from last month. There is a difference, though. They changed the what was called the Reaver Scout is now called the Reaver Warhost, and actually started to prep a slide for it. But it's like I said, it's pretty much identical to last month. So you know, if you got the Hellstrike tips from last month, or I'm sorry, what was it called? What was the event called last month? Any of you guys?
Hellgate.
Hellgate. Oh, that's right. Hellgate. I'm sorry. Alrighty. From Hellgate, if you have the whatever you did last month in Hellgate, if it worked for you then, it should work for you now. There is a little bit of difference. There is going to be a new water crew. I'm sorry, a new crew out on the ocean this month, and it's called just a Reaver Mothership. And basically what it is, I guess it starts off as one giant boat that's got the nav relay on it, and it starts teleporting boats in. So pretty much you want to try to get in there and knock that sucker out as fast as you can. I really couldn't begin to tell you, you know, what it's going to be required to kill that. I don't know. Most likely it's going to have thermal on it. The thermal, you know, I don't know what the range is going to be, so I couldn't tell you if your subs are going to be any good. That's just something that we're just going to have to experiment and figure out. I know, you know, a lot of the damage types are really what we need to focus on for determining builds for that, and then also the vulnerabilities will help as far as picking weapons. But I think I don't know. Did everybody on here do the event last month? Now, Joel, I know you said you didn't. Michael,
yeah, I didn't.
Michael, did you do the event last month?
Yeah, I did the event last month.
What kind of boats did you use last month, and were you happy with the results?
I used Atlases and with a Grim for the whole event, and I was really happy with it. I did 47s for the whole event.
Okay, so you just did 40. You didn't do any campaigns at all?
I think I did the one campaign the one time, and it just seemed like 47s were much more cost-effective for me, so I stuck with those.
Yeah, I know me personally. I did the campaign like 4 times. It's just it starts to feel like a grind when you're hitting one target over and over. At least it feels that way to me. Some people are better wired for that than I am. It sounds like you might be better wired for that than I am, because just hitting one target over and over and over again, like I said, it starts to feel like work, and as opposed to fun. That's why I like to mix it up a little bit. I will agree, the 47s, I did hit some 47s too, and they helped me fill in the gaps quite a bit.
It felt like a grind to me either way, so it was all relative at that point.
Well, I guess what I used last month was I also used Atlas carriers, and I used it with my Frosty. And I guess what I can do, and I'm sure a lot of people are probably interested here, and I'll go ahead and put this up, as I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen just so people can see my the build that I used last month. Let me get my screen share up, and I think that's the one that I want. All right, let's see if I can make this one. All right, oh, that's awesome. All right, so this way here I can try to make it fill everybody's screen a little bit better. But anyway, darn it, I didn't mean to full screen it again. Sorry about that. Well, what I ended up doing is, like I said, I used my Frosty, and I mainly did it because I really was expecting that it would have a better effect on that flamethrower that you know, that was out last month, and well, that was on a lot of the boats last month, and I got to tell you, I was kind of disappointed in how the in the frosty the field, you know, it really didn't seem to do anything at all with the.
Sorry, that would be full screen again.
Yeah, is that Panda? Who's?
What I ended up
Hi,
doing,
Patrick.
like I said, I used my frosting.
I gotta mute him. Hold on. Patrick, I appreciate you coming on here, bud. I think you might be listening to the YouTube video at the same time, and I was hearing myself. But anyway, yeah, I was kind of disappointed in the field that the Frosty has. It didn't really help at all with the fire, and maybe that's the whole point of the throwers is just a workaround for the field. But you know, I probably, I don't know if I would have done just as good or better, you know, with a different boat in there for a tank, and then using my Harlocks to pound. But you know, these are the numbers that I had. Maybe somebody out there's got stuff that's better than mine. You know, really, as far as I don't know if this is really a great build or not. My Frosty, if I don't know if it's really a great build or not. I just tried to get my numbers up there a little bit. I did have this is my Harlock Atlas carrier. This right here, I kind of mixed up a little bit with the Evade. I wanted to have the UAV power cell on mine, and because I used Harlocks, I used pretty much strictly Hornets on that because I want the fast reload. And with the fast reload, that means I just get more of the random launch overrides. So that's why I went in that direction. And I like having the UAV power cells on there too. But feel free to chime in if any of y'all have anything. Welcome back, Extreme.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. But I don't know if any of you guys, if here on the chat, I mean, if you have anything that you want to share, you can share as well, or if you want, you can just put the link in the Hangout chat, and then I can put it up on the screen too. But I guess I'll probably just move forward with some other build ideas that I had that I haven't actually implemented yet.
Real quick, with the Atlas idea using the Evade, I had an idea about that a while ago, except I was using Dragonfly UAVs to take advantage of the flashbang.
Oh yeah, the Dragonflies. Those they're supposed to mess up the accuracy. It's like an accuracy debuff, and it adds flash too, right?
Yeah, because they fire the flashbang rounds, like you said, it debuffs their accuracy. So I mean, I thought about that. They have obviously less range. I don't know what their damage is in comparison, but I thought about doing that at one point, or having the D5E and the Iron Man looking ones.
Well, you know, I think another one that would probably be good that I think a lot of people might use. The other one, the Scarab, has explosive damage. Now, the reload on it sucks, but it's a lot lighter, and so for weight-wise, and then plus it has it works with the power cells, so it even gets more of a chaining range, extends the chaining range, and I don't know, when I was looking at the tips and tricks, I mean, the vulnerabilities, the only one that really has an explosive vulnerability is the Reaver, the Sapper, I mean. The rest of them, I mean, the ballistic damage for the Hades, that's its vulnerability. And the really fast one, they're calling a Warhost this month right here. And for whatever reason, they're calling it a Warhost now instead of a Reaver Scout. But it was missile damage on that one. Yeah, and those are the really, really fast ones. But
well, that's good. I mean, for me personally, I use my Frostburn and missile, so that's great news for me.
All right, so let's grab another build. I know there was somebody who's asking for a Hellhound build, and I'm not a fan of Hellhounds by no means. Okay, and I have no intention of building this at all ever. I'm going to be completely honest with y'all here. So, but somebody was asking for a Hellhound build, and this right here is all blaze throwers. And I know there's when there's somebody on the panel here that is not. It was Michael, right? You said you had the magmas, and you said you're not a fan of the blaze throwers at all. But yeah. I know that big difference in range here. And well, there's a big difference in range in here, and I guess somebody was just really looking for a decent Hellhound build. And I don't know how great this is. you know, I think it probably looks okay, and if I were to build them, it'd probably be something like this. But when you look at the build time on this is like 30, might as well say 34 days for one ship, okay, and then for one ship it's 8.5 hour repair time. There's just no way in the world that I would ever build this for that reason alone.
It's a coiner's dream.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if you're a coiner, you know, and you know you just got money to burn, man, go for it. But this is not anything that I would build myself. And I do have one more. Now, I know a lot of people like their instant repair boats, and let me see. I know a lot of people like their instant repair boats. So this right here is an idea that I had for the Seawolf. And now somebody else, I kind of borrowed this idea. I'm not going to lie. It's not original thought with me. Was the instant repair Seawolf with the blaze throwers on there? But the blaze throwers, they don't add any armor. Okay, they just add speed. And if you wanted to build an instant repair Seawolf fleet with the blaze throwers, this is the way to go. A lot of people don't put any armor at all on their instant repair Seawolves, and you generally can. If you don't use an officer, you can still put a Steel 1 armor on there as long as your armor points is 600 points or less. Now, in regular time, that translates to 10 minutes. But during event time, at halftime repair, that will translate into 5 minutes, which is an instant repair when you separate your boats. If you do have an officer, you can actually go up a step further than that. You could put Steel 2 on there. That'll take your armor up to 660, okay? And the officer will take off 10%. Or I'm sorry, it'll speed it up by 10%. So basically, it'll reduce your build time by 6.6. Well, this is 660. Well, and that'll be 3 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that. It'll basically make it just under 5 minutes with an officer. You can put just that little bit extra armor on there. I mean, every little bit helps. You know, if it can last a little bit longer, then maybe it can do a little bit more damage. And the Seawolf fleets, I mean, you know, they've been around for a long time, so there's probably a good chance if you use each regular, you may have a good amount of rank on there. The one thing that I don't like about the throwers is that they do have that reload time. 8 seconds is pretty bad. You know, the things that you can do to speed up the reload time on those, it would be like putting. I think you should be able to put a Highlander nuke cruiser in there, because a Highlander nuke cruiser, it does have a radioactive reload buff.
Yeah. I'd say it's no different than like the chain guns or the torrent missiles with their 11 and 12-second reload time. Just gotta find something else to reduce it and complement them.
Yeah, but well, this is about all I got. I mean, if anybody else has any kind of feedback on here, or
I just quickly threw together a Hellhound build.
Well, I like the design for a lot of things.
For the Seawolf?
The Seawolf, but one thing I have a problem with is you were saying that you didn't know what you would use for a reload or for the armor, the new armor that they give.
Are you talking about the that came out in the Wigglies?
Hey, baby.
Okay. Never mind. We'll let him have his conversation. Just unmute when you're done, bud.
Yeah.
Nobody hears baby, right? He wasn't talking to any of us.
No.
Really? I thought he was talking to me. I felt so touched there for a second.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. I guess. You said you put something together here. You want me to share yours?
Sure, if you want, or I can share my screen, whatever works. I personally wouldn't use this build just because the bulkhead armor is just so freaking heavy. But, you know, I just personally wouldn't even build Hellhounds. They just take too long.
Well, I got to build too, if you have the time for it.
Oh yeah, we got tons of time. We actually got 39 viewers right now, so I'm pretty happy about that. With the 39, we actually do have more spots here open on the panel. If you have a headset and a microphone, you'd like to come on and offer input, you can. You know, just click on the link that's in the description underneath the video. Now, I guess Extreme, this is yours.
I literally just threw this together about 3 minutes ago.
Alrighty. Would you like to talk about it at all? I'll go ahead and highlight my screen so everybody else can see it.
No, I mean, you mentioned a Hellhound build, and I haven't really played around with him a bit, and I just realized the new bulkhead armor came out. And I think it was you who said that would probably make or break the Hellhound. And
yeah, I think the Hellhound sucks, but I suspect the bulkhead came out to try to make him good again. But
the problem is the bulkhead armor is so heavy that if you look at the weight, I'm just barely able to squeeze 2 of them on, and the rest of the armor is all D1. So, I mean, the resistance is explosive for what I guess is pretty good. You got missile and ballistic at your 73, and your radioactive 62.
Yeah. Well, I see you've got that one special on here, the Siege Battery 2.
Yeah, I tried putting 3 on there, but it just would not fit. But even with the 2, you still get a good spread of resistance on where it counts, as long as you're up on Russian gargoyles.
Now, I hate to be constructive, or I'm sorry, critical on here, but I noticed you've got blaze throwers on here, and then you have the Siege Battery 2 on here. So the blaze obviously would be for fleet versus fleet, and then the Siege Battery, that'd be turret defense and building damage buff. So they kind of don't really go together, if you don't mind me saying so.
Yeah, I mean, I chose the blaze thrower for the range, because if you go with the magma thrower, it obviously has less range, and you will be running into gargoyles at that point, from what I've seen.
Yeah, but you know the building damage on the blaze thrower, it's like half of what the standard damage is.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not really, I guess, one with building Hellhounds, and probably won't build them, and I just threw this together real quick.
Yeah, and maybe, yeah, go ahead.
So my thought process here is throw as much defense on it as possible, as far as armor points. That's why I got the Siege Battery on there. And then, go for range with the blaze thrower.
Okay.
But, I don't have enough experience with these ships to actually sit there. And
the Siege Battery doesn't stack, though, does it not?
No,
I'm back.
it doesn't.
I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Bryce, I gave you a ship design or fleet design with the new armor.
Okay.
Did you get that?
Well, if you did, I don't know where it's at. I didn't know we'd ever met before, so I apologize.
Well, I have. This is on the game I'm called Archie 438.
Okay.
And I've sent you stuff before, as far as like.
I apologize, man. I get lots of builds and lots of messages. I mean, so I apologize for not being familiar. Maybe if you could grab that link and put it in the group chat or share it yourself, it'd be great.
Okay, I can do that. Let's see.
Oh, well, anyway.
It's for a ship that's basically the V2H ship.
Okay.
And it's specifically designed for the throwers, the new blaze throwers.
Okay, well, hold on just a second, because we were actually talking real fast, before you jump back on. We were talking about the Siege Battery does not stack on the Hellhound. So basically, you would lose the turret defense bonus that the Hellhound has.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you would gain the Siege Battery. So the turret defense would not stack, yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I would think with that particular build that he's sharing, maybe if you drop the Siege Battery and put like an evade upgrade there, that might make it a little bit more workable.
Yeah. Well.
With the evade you said did you say like guidance scrambler, or it's an evade upgrade?
The evade upgrade.
Okay. I'll say because with the reflective coating, I don't think you'd be able to put anything else on there except that evade wise.
Let's see here. I'll just grab the evade upgrade real quick and right there. And then copy and copy, and it does get a bunch of weight back, but well. I don't know. I still kind of feel like UAVs might be the way to go. I think I am actually building my Hell Strikes right now. I am putting a blaze thrower on my Hell Strikes, but I'm loading just one blaze thrower per boat, and is all I'm doing, and the rest is going to be the cryos. Because somebody said cryos were really great too. I think on the V2Cs, and so I think
cryos cryos are amazing. I like the cryo turret as far as the what is it? The 101S. Isn't that the cryo? Is the
Well, yeah, there is a D104S and there's a D104N. Yes.
Yeah, and tell you, last raid it worked wonders. I just sent my enforcers in and just let them do all the work, just clearing stuff out fairly easily.
Clean house.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I guess you said you had a build too, right, Joel?
Yeah, I did.
I guess, and that's over here in the chat.
Well, I have one right now that I can screen share.
Okay.
Here.
So we're just doing builds in general, or just strictly for the raid right now?
Well, I was kind of hoping, really wanting to settle on the raid, and then if we could, I mean, if we need to, I know there was some requests for dredges too, but, I mean, we could do that, I guess, when everybody's done talking about the raid.
Yeah, because I'm playing around the shipyard right now. I just want to tailor the build accordingly.
Alright, so as you can see, it's a Juggernaut X build with a Highlander nuclear cruiser for the lead. It got some decent defense resistances. Has 71 evade, which, will
isn't
help.
bad.
Yeah. For a 5-ship build, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Uses the new blaze thrower so that you have a lot more wiggle room.
Oh, that blaze thrower though. This would be for the event, right?
Yep.
Is that what you're talking about? Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I think the ballistic explosive and missile. I mean, I usually personally like to have all of that stuff above 70, and but I guess when you're going to be going against Reavers, maybe you would benefit more, because I see you got the compound plates on there, so.
I just shared it, Price. I just shared the build that I was talking about.
Okay.
Joe, what's the reload on the throwers with the Highlander there?
They'll be around 5.3 seconds.
5.3.
So let you know this is unranked.
Yeah.
One thing you could do if you wanted to like drop a special, you could add countermeasure loaders on there, and they'll give you an extra 10% reload. Or extra 10 reload.
Yeah.
And throwers are also in the retrofit lab now, so.
They are?
Yep,
Yeah.
they are.
Retro menu.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I see Archie shared a build with me that he's wanting me to put up here. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Oh, looks like Patrick was wanting you to show the DPS too on that one fleet of yours, Joel, I think.
The DPS.
Yeah. On this, on my screen right now, this is what Archie had shared, and I hate to say this, Archie, but I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, you got a crap ton of armor points.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 30,000.
You've got 5 ships. You got a ton of armor points. They fire at like every 2 seconds.
Oh, because it's legendary, right?
Right.
Archie?
It's legendary. Fire it like every 2 seconds, so you never run out of firepower, and you've got the reach.
With 20% evade, you're going to get destroyed.
Yeah, all your resistances, evade, everything is like so low. That 30,000 armor points, I think, is going to disappear really, really fast.
Yeah, and more like me personally, I just hate vortex torpedoes. I cannot stand them. That's just me. I've yet to find.
The only thing I've got as far as torpedoes go, other than like the V's and the B's.
I mean, if you got the assault V's or B's, I'd definitely recommend those over the vortex. Heck, even the Havoc torpedoes are better than vortex, in my opinion. But again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everybody builds ships differently. I mean, my reach out and touch someone ships are 96 range and 35 combat speed.
Mm.
And they have like a 76 or 77 evade, but their armor sucks.
You know what? With that said, I got a nuke cruiser fleet with all, I think it's one D3 armor, and the rest is all D2E. Crap for armor, but its evade is good enough where I can still go through a level 65 stronghold in one run without having to prep anything out. So, again, me personally, I'll take high evade and low armor points over high armor and no evade.
Yeah.
So you think that's better then? The high evade points versus the high armor points?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even
Yes.
if you have all the armor in the world, if every single shot is hitting you, that armor ain't gonna last long.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna disappear really fast, especially if you stack.
So just look at UAVs. Your high evade Jug X fleets have 20,000+ armor points, and one highly ranked Atlas, whether it be a Harlock or regular, will destroy that fleet. Never mind everything else shooting at it.
Yeah, I mean the Harlocks and the Atlas carriers in like the tournaments are just insane.
Yeah, but anyway.
Now, I see Kilted actually just shared another one on here.
Shared
another build.
Wrong build.
Oh, you said that's the wrong one?
Yeah, I shared the wrong link, sorry. You can look at that one as well if you want. It's sort of the same idea, but...
Well, I guess this one right here is this something that you plan on doing for the event?
Why Magnus Drive?
I was going to ask that too.
Magnus Drive basically because it's got the lowest. It's the lowest value for minus accuracy. If you see what I mean, I think Speed System 3 and Engine 3 take off more accuracy.
The strike system, then.
Yeah,
you get the same speed.
You get
But
the
then
same
the strike
speed
system don't get the same range.
The difference is like 4. So you're talking maybe 2-3 wall pieces, however many that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you might be better off doing the strike system because that doesn't have any loss on it whatsoever. And yeah, and I guess
you don't really need the laser targeting either. Retargeting's built in.
Yeah.
But for subs though as well.
It'll still shoot the subs underwater without it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that. The V2H does have retargeting built into it, so that's all you need for shooting subs. Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And
so even if you dig,
fleet is right there. It's got the 96 range and it's got the high. Well, it's got shitty missiles, but it's got really good reach.
All right, I'll put yours up. All right.
96 on penetrating, and it's got 75 on concussive.
Yeah. I didn't really catch everything you said. Your mic's kind of going in and out. I don't know if you're.
Oh, it's just my computer. Sometimes it does that.
Okay. So what were you saying?
It has a 96 on its penetrating reach, and it's got 75, and it's got a combat speed of like 36.
But your evade on here is still really garbage, and all your defenses are really bad too. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Yeah.
Evade's 20%.
Yeah, and that's not good. And all of your defenses are really low too. They're about 20%. I mean, it's really bad.
But I got the siege battery, which gives me 40% automatically.
Turret defense, not against ships.
That's turret defense. That just means that's base turrets shooting at you. That their damage will be reduced by 40%. But if you're planning on using this in the raid or fleet versus fleet, you're not going to last long.
So this would be more like a base thing?
Well, and you got building. Well, the siege battery is more for base hitters, yes, or for base preppers.
Or for drac bases.
Yeah, you could use it on drac bases, yes, because that's turret defense and building damage. So, but yeah, your evade is really bad, and all of your defenses are really bad. So this fleet will die fast.
A for effort.
I've got B.
Yeah, sorry for the bad news. I wouldn't recommend that build though to anybody.
I've got plan B. Always plan B.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, I guess what else we got over here? Is that your plan
That's
B?
my last attempt. That's my last attempt. If I can't pull it off in that one, I'm done. I caught it.
All right. Let me go ahead and pull it up here again.
It's fair.
All right. Well, this one right here, again, your evade. I know your
No,
defenses are really bad.
That's not the one.
Maybe you just gave me the exact same link. Yeah, your link actually looks exactly the same as the last one. You got a different one you want me to put on here?
Yeah. Let's see. You know, I don't like how Huggy sometimes confuses the links. I mean, I know I see a different shipment, but it.
Yeah. You got to think about getting a headset too. Maybe that will help with your audio a bit, because it sounds like your other mic is dying.
Even just cell phone microphones will work. You know.
Okay.
You got that link?
Yeah. Give me a second here.
Yeah, I got a Hellstrike build, but the problem is it relies on the Hellstrikes being R10. So I don't know how good it'll actually be.
All right.
Well, okay. I'm going to reset Huggies because it's deciding not to. I'll be there in a second.
All right.
Because I have to reset Huggies because Huggies is deciding to not cooperate.
Okay.
Taking that into
Well,
account,
hopefully
when you
Huggy's
guys
not
said,
watching. You know, Huggy's a fan of the show, and he might not be happy that you're blaming him right now. I'm just saying.
Sorry about that, Huggies. I love your thing. It's just sometimes it doesn't want to cooperate. There.
All right.
There you go. My last attempt.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It should be different now.
I'm just going to paste it in here this time to see. All right.
Because this time it has evade armor 3s on it. And
Yeah, that's not the link that I got. The one that I got is the exact same one that you just gave me.
Yeah, I got
How
the
is he
speed
doing
armor
that?
link again.
How is he doing that?
Maybe you can screen share.
Either screen share it or just read off the build, and I'll just build it and then share it.
Okay, I'll read off the build to you. That'd
Okay.
be easier. Guidance Scrambler 3.
Okay.
Solid Fuel Booster 3.
Uh-huh.
Thruster 3. Engine 3. D3Es, all 4 of them.
Okay.
D53Zs, 4 of them. And then D61Zs.
D what Vs? What were the last 4?
D61Zs.
Ah, okay.
And it's all the ships are the same build.
Alright, and I'll share my screen. Hopefully this is the right screen.
Well, it should be.
Yeah. Alright.
I got you selected.
Thank you.
Well, your evade is definitely a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could see this possibly evade to armor point wise. I could see it somewhat working. I'm still not a fan of those vortex torpedoes, though. That's just me.
Yeah, and even still, I mean, even though your evade is good, I don't know. Usually, you want to have your defenses up kind of high too, as well as your evade. You want to get everything as you can, as close to 70% as possible, and that's really just not getting there.
That's not good.
I mean, if you put it on a Sea Serpent crew, it gets even better. But
well, yeah, that gets the evade up. But I'm just talking about just your defenses in general. You know, it's like you're just counting on the hull defenses and nothing else. And usually you want to try to get your ballistic, explosive, and missile, up as close as you can to 70%. And when we're going to be fighting Reavers, so you're going to want at least your missile and your ballistic up, okay, and your evade up. So those three things you're really going to want to concentrate on, and radioactive too. Get some radioactive.
Well, they've already got radioactive in here as far as the V2H.
Well, but I mean that's not enough. Is all I'm trying to say. Is if you just take the standard hull defense without actually trying to increase that at all, it's not enough. If you can get those numbers up, I would highly recommend it. All right.
So Kilted shared.
You could
That
consider.
was my best attempt. So I thought with the 96 range that would actually.
Well, it's great as long as nobody's shooting at you.
Yeah, see, the range is definitely. See, that you do have that going for you. You got pretty good speed. Your turn speed's amazing, and you got good range. So as far as kiting people is concerned, with the assault missiles, yeah, you're doing pretty good. The torpedoes, though, I've beaten that one to death.
Yeah, you're beating that one to death. Yeah, very much.
Yeah, so here's Kilted's build.
Thanks, Extreme. Yeah, it's just a variant on Liam's build. Just no Achilles or siege missile. Chosen to strike L for the build and damage, and just generally sort of like a workhorse fleet, really. Just get your guys' opinion on it. I'm not overly happy with ballistic, explosive, and radioactive defense, but just still got to play around with the armor a bit more.
Well, honestly, I've seen Kodiak builds with all strike missiles walk through bases before.
Yeah. And I guess I take it you don't have the Bs, Kilted? Do you have strike missile B?
Strike? No, I don't have that one yet.
Okay.
I missed that in the raid weekly.
Yeah, obviously the strike missile B. I mean, because it's got the penetrative bypass and it's got a little bit better range on them too. But I mean, you got to play with what you got, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I just liked it because even with that, the big Reaver armor as well is still like 15 days less per ship than Liam's build that he shared.
Yeah. Have we just decided that they're never going to change the build and refit times?
No, we haven't decided that.
Because that's how it feels. It feels like they're never going to get the message that they need to cut the build times and the refit times.
They're getting the message.
I think
they got the message.
I think it's more of the timing in which they receive the message is the main issue. But that's another topic for another time.
Yeah, that's a topic for a whole nother show.
Yeah.
I did have somebody send me a message on Facebook too that had this build right here, and this one right here. You see, it's basically got the four blaze throwers. He's got the D63s. D63 is that the siege? That's assault B, isn't it?
Yeah,
D53Bs are assault Bs.
Okay, and so that adds combat speed and also has pretty good range on it. So let me see. Looking at the evade 50.5. I don't know. It just seems to me like some of these numbers could be higher, but he's got 16,000. I mean, this here could be a pretty good raid fleet, I guess. I don't know what everybody else on here thinks.
All right.
But
I'm gonna throw a curveball in here real quick. Give me a second.
Well, I got another build to show, so.
All right. Oh, you sharing it?
Here, Joel, why don't you share your build? I'm still working on mine real quick.
Okay.
I gotta fix it. I broke it again.
Alright. This is going to be using a decoy Jug X. And just in case if the Jug X dies, you got the backup Savage Kodiak, which is loaded with D51Bs.
Okay, and I see you've got Solid Fuel Booster 3 on there, and you have the is that just a regular cut one?
For the Jug X?
Yeah, that's a cut one you got on there. So, and that's just so that it's a spotter for your Mastodons, right?
Yep. And the Mastodons have D55Zs has some resistances, not too overwhelming.
Can we see what your Savage Kodiak looks like? Now, and just so everybody knows that doesn't know already, the Savage Kodiak will actually increases the missile defense of the rest of the fleet, and as well as the missile reload. So any penetrative weapons you got on there, any missiles you got on that fleet, will also get a reload buff from the Savage Kodiak. Did you want to share the Savage Kodiak, Joel?
Oh, I have it selected.
Oh, I'm just not seeing it on my screen. Is anybody else seeing it?
No, try clicking it again.
Just entire screen this time.
There we go.
Okay, and you got Strike Bs on that one.
Yep.
That's not too bad, but I guess Archie, you know, I mean, if you kind of look at some of these numbers, for specifically the defense numbers, and your evade, these kind of things are what's really important when you're looking when you're building your fleet. I mean, you know, it's not all about just combat speed. A lot of time, you know, because I know with these Reavers, speed is very important, but so are these other things, you know. The evade and the.
I was looking at it. I was looking at it from the standpoint of speed and evade. Well, but I wasn't focusing on missile defense and radioactive because I was looking at it from the standpoint of they can't hit me anyway. It's not going to matter.
Okay.
If I went my evade up into the 80s, they are not going to hit me that often anyway, so it's not going to matter.
Well, all right. I guess I know I think we pretty much. I don't know if we probably just beat this to death already. I really don't, like I said, I don't know what to say about the mothership. I suspect it's going to be much like the Reaver capital ship that we've seen before. You know, because the Reaver capital ship before. Yeah,
That's just the relay tower, right?
Yeah, it's the one with the relay tower. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is a bear.
I call that a Kuma crab ship. Up from the floor and thrown
So
it
really,
on
you're going to want to have a really fast fleet that deals a lot of damage, can get there fast. So when you go into the battle, you can drop a pinch on it, so it doesn't spawn as much. Just race across the map and take it out as quick as you can.
Well, you know, if you're going to do that, one of the road crews is called Gearheads. That you might want to use, and the Gearheads road crew basically it supercharges your engines to help you dart across the map like very, very fast. And I think it's like just the first 20 seconds. So once you get to 20 seconds, you're back to normal speed. So I think you start off super fast, and then you just kind of gradually slow down to regular speed over that 20 seconds. But you know, so if you're interested in hitting that big target, that's a road crew you're probably going to be very, very interested in.
I'm one of those fools who actually coined a Hellhound fleet, so I'm actually really anxious to do against the motherships.
Yeah, I gotcha. Archie, I'm gonna mute you, bud. You can unmute when you need to chime in again. But anyway, well, I know some other road crews that the Bullseye Brigade. I know we say it often, but the Bullseye Brigade is a really nice road crew, is because basically what that does is that gives you 100% accuracy on your cannons, missiles, and torpedoes, and you know, so just to guarantee all your stuff hits. And you know, when you think about the evade of the targets versus the accuracy of your weapons, having that Bullseye Brigade hitting 100% of the time is really, really nice, and it can drastically make a change, you know, how the outcome of your battle. Saves you a lot of coin and damage, stuff like that too.
Yeah, I've got 6 of them.
Awesome. I know another road crew that Robot recommended was the Deadeye Destroyers, which is a common one, I believe, and that's just 15% critical hit chance.
I don't use those very much.
Excuse me?
I don't really like using those very much.
Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, it's not really a high-end road crew. I mean, 15% chance of critical hit. Now, just so everybody knows what a critical hit is, it's basically double damage. You'll get that little black splash when it hits, and it's double damage. The Sea Serpents is one that you mentioned earlier. They're Archie, and that does give you extra turn speed and evade, which is good. You know, if you got a high evade fleet, you know, if you're using Stingrays or something like that. I mean, I'm sure it'll come in really, really handy.
One idea I had, because I know Reapers are making a huge comeback now, because everybody suddenly thinks prepping is a great idea. So my thought was Reapers with deluge missiles, since they're designed to take on ships anyways, with what's the rogue crew that increases your speed by 10% the entire time?
I didn't know there was one.
There's one. It's like mainly for subs. It wasn't Sea Serpents or some. I think it was Silent Hunters or something, or Killers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna pull up my road crew presentation though on my screen.
I'm going to Google.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Silent Hunters.
It doesn't bother me now until I find it.
Well, I know we have the Going Rogue campaign going on right now. Has anybody done that yet?
Not yet.
I've done one.
You've done one?
More than I've done.
Well, I did finish it, and they actually have 2 different legendary crews in there that you can win. One of them is the Grease Monkeys. A lot of people will say that one is useless, but what the Grease Monkeys does is kind of like the Midnight Marauders, where you basically can get as you take damage, you get a combat speed buff, you get a damage buff, and you get a damage protection buff up to 30%. And if you have anything in there with the tactical field, you know, like an engine disruptor arbiter, for example, that some may be using to slow down the Reavers, that actually will extend that field range by 19%. But it lasts for an hour and a half, and it also gives you halftime repair. Now, that does stack with the event halftime repair, so you can actually end up getting like quarter time repair using that crew.
Nice.
But it's very expensive to extend. That's like 60 gold to extend that one.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it was Silent Hunters. Gives you a torpedo critical hit at 8% and a combat speed at 10% the whole time. But I mean, my main thought behind that was with the deluge missiles on a Reaper having, I think it's the longest range in the game at the moment, or close to it.
Which one is?
The deluge missile.
I just realized I put the wrong. That speed system 3 should be strike system. I done goofed on that one. There it is. 96, not 77.
Okay, what was the weapon again? I didn't hear you.
Deluge missile 3.
Well, you know, the deluge missile, you have to stop to fire. It will not shoot if you're moving.
Yeah. I'm just thinking out loud.
Oh, okay. All right, just checking. Yeah, that one won't. Yeah, go ahead.
I was say I didn't mean. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But I mean, you're right. You do have to stop firing, but at least with this sitting on a sub, I mean, you got a chance to hide and fire and then move again, as opposed to being seen the whole time and trying to outrun everything.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. So you're just talking like just picking a shot in every here and there and whatnot?
Yeah, just kind of thinning the herd before you send something else in to kill the rest.
Yeah, with like 100 range, if you have solid fuel booster 3 on it, it does give you a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have solid fuel boosters 3 on that build.
No, I'm using strike system 3 instead. Let's see, solid fuel booster 3 bumps it up to 100, so the difference is 4. I'll take the hit.
Okay. Well, another crew that you get from the Going Rogue campaign is the Demolition Squad. I think we got it last time too. So that's another legendary crew. So there's 2 legendary crews you can get this time. And the Demolition Squad, I really don't see that being useful at all during the event, I hate to say. I mean, you can get 25% bonus building damage, but we're not going to be fighting buildings. And there's a 30% all damage protection, which could come in handy. It adds 60 seconds to your base attack time, but we're not hitting bases. So really the only thing out of that you could use it for is the all damage protection for an hour and a half. And that particular one, if you extend that one, it's 30 coins. So not a big fan of that one. From the first campaign, or from the first prize pack you get is the Deadeye Destroyers. And that one there we just kind of discussed is 15% chance of critical hits with all weapon types, and that lasts for 26 minutes. And I'm trying to remember what the second one is. Give me just a second. I'm thinking it was Midnight Marauders. The Midnight Marauders basically gives you, it's kind of like the Gearheads, but you basically get combat speed buff, damage buff, and damage protection buff up to 20%, up depending on how much damage you take. And if you put that on an interdictor, the interdictor gets extra concussive defense, and then it gets a rank bonus 30%. So if you had legendary ones at 75%, you could put that on, and it'd be like 105% fire rate bonus and a turn bonus. So anyway, that's pretty much everything that I got for the event and going rogue. Now, should we go and do like an open mic, or is there anything else anybody wants to talk about, or?
Nah, I mean, as far as ship builds, I'm pretty sure we just kind of beat that one to death. We could throw ideas out all day and never come to an agreement on anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it's, we all got different like strategies and that kind of thing, and I still ain't figured out Mastodon, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of the biggest tips I throw out in my videos is play to your strengths and work with what you have. Don't go picking up something that you have no use for, even if it looks awesome.
Well, we got about 10 minutes left, so I mean, there's an open house or open mic. If there's anybody on here that has something that they wanted to talk about during the show, we got 10 minutes. Anybody?
I'm good for the most part because I basically stated what I needed to say.
Okay.
So I'm going to say adieu, and I'll see you at the
Well,
grade.
did you want to? I know you mentioned you were talking earlier about repair times and all that stuff, and
yeah.
I really think I've kind of said it a few times already, and I know I got a lot of people that are really mad at me for saying it, but I think when they fixed that repair glitch last week, I think that was a step in the right direction. They just got to get a handle on the game economy. It's gotten out of whack, and but I think there's a lot of people out there that have discovered new glitch repairs, and they're trying to share it openly, and they're being pretty brazen about it. And I know KickSide's banning folks for it too, and it's really easy to spot. If you see people just attacking a base and you see a fleet coming back out, then they're probably doing the glitch repair. But if you see fleets launching all the bases red, then that's not normal.
The thing with me is that I kind of figured that the refits should be way lower than what they are, because you've already got the ships made and you've already got the weapons made. So they don't need death with being 17 days for refit times.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you're right. The refit times. Go ahead. I'll let you say what you got to say.
You should be able to refit an entire fleet in a week.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to get too many arguments off this panel, I don't think. I mean, the prices are currently out of whack, So I think we all are in agreement there.
But what I'm saying is you should be able to refit the entire fleet. Like, okay, if you're going to build something, you should have the ability to build the entire fleet all at once. Not one ship at a time, but the entire fleet.
That's an interesting idea.
Or refit an entire fleet as a fleet.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea.
So then a lot of people aren't using the same hull in one fleet. A lot of people are using mixed fleets now, so that wouldn't work.
No, that's where that would suck.
Yeah.
Because you have to do each ship individually.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're talking about battle parts, and as some other KickSide games, I know like War Commander, for example, pretty much almost anything there that uses their rare resource, which is thorium, is done like instant. If it's something that takes thorium, it's done like instant. You don't have to wait. But
right. And the thing about the dock repair time, the 4-hour dock repair time.
It's 2.5 hours actually. It's not 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay, 2.5 hour dock repair time. That's what is the point in that?
Coin, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. That's KickSide's trying to make a buck.
I think the launch pad needs reduced repair time.
Yeah, I had to coin my dock twice this morning, man. It's like somebody sniped my dock last night right after I went to bed, so none of my overnight repairs got done. I got up, coined it, and then like 5 minutes after that, somebody came to hit my base and killed my dock again.
Yeah,
So
that
I
happened
never,
to me last night.
I never hit a dock if I can avoid it.
yeah,
I may hit a base, but I'll never hit a dock if I can avoid it.
Not
yeah,
me. I'll take your dock.
yeah,
I guess me time to repair before you come hit me back.
yeah.
Well, I don't hit people. I go after Drax, basically solo. I only hit Drax because they're our enemies. We're supposed to be all on the same team. We're supposed to be going after them.
But don't forget, this is a war game.
Yeah, it's a war game.
It's
Yeah,
part of
we're
game.
at war with them.
Oh yeah, well,
And
you know they
ourselves.
got alliances too, so
And the
y'all
funny
are
thing
fighting
about
for
that
the
is,
resources.
historically, pirates did have alliances, but they're like loose coalitions and never did trust each other. So
Well,
Yeah.
this is true.
So, well, anyway,
They would cut each other's throat at their earliest convenience, usually.
yeah. All right.
Nothing, Jane.
Well, if nobody's got anything else, then we'll go ahead and wrap this sucker up. Are we good?
See you,
Yeah.
Price.
Yeah, good to go.
Nice
All
talking to you.
Hey, Archie, if you don't mind, can you hang on after I sign off? I want to try to help you out, man. You still got some technical issues. Maybe I can help you. All right. We're going to try to do a roundtable, folks, every Saturday. It's going to be the exact same time. So it's generally 3 p.m. Pacific. We try to schedule everything in Kickside time. And that just means if you're going to Greenwich time, that'll be 11 p.m. And every Saturday. For more information, for links and stuff like that, see us on bp.battlevortex.tv. And so we try to always keep the latest posts and stuff like that, put all of our links on there. So if you're not a member there already, go ahead and sign up. We'll make you a member.
Price, real quick, is there going to be a roundtable next weekend since it's the raid?
Well, that's a good. Actually, what we usually do during the raid weekends is I'll stream my raids. So you're right. There won't be a roundtable next weekend. I'll be streaming. I'll be streaming my raid, so that's what we're going to do next weekend. So
I'll
thanks
try and
for
stream
bringing
as
that up.
well if I can.
Yeah, Extreme XC29. Yeah, he'll probably be streaming too. So folks will have some options out there.
I don't know. Everybody goes to you. I tried streaming last night. It was a fun time, but I got like 4 people.
Sorry.
I tried to watch. But it didn't work for me for some reason.
All
Yeah,
right. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. I guess some people were having issues watching my stream last night. I don't know why.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this sucker up, y'all. Thanks for coming, everybody here that's on the panel. Thanks everybody in the audience, all the watchers. We got pretty good numbers tonight, so I appreciate that. And David Feldman, I am going to try to fix his mic for him. So I'll holler at y'all later.
Hey, Presh, real quick.
Yes.
So, someone in chat's asking about the prizes in the raid. Do we know anything about that yet?
Oh yeah, the prizes. Well, I did mention them all on the Thursday night show. I had gotten a scoop from a couple of the developers hooked me up, and so I know the new boat is called the Reaver Wraith, W-R-A-T-H, or Wrath, and so I'm sorry, Grimshine Wrath is what it's called, and it is a limited flagship hull, missile hull. Okay, I don't know what the buffs are going to be. I really don't know what all the blueprints are going to be, but it is going to have all of the offensive buffs of the Savage Kodiak and the Grimshine Berserker. So it's supposed to have those offensive buffs. It's not going to have any of the defensive buffs, but instead of the defensive buffs, it's got a new feature called. Let me actually load up my my slide real quick. Oh, darn it, I just opened up the same thing.
This is going to sound a little crass, but sounds like a threesome love child of the Hellhound, the Grimshine, and the Savage.
Well, maybe so. Yeah, maybe so. Let's see here. All right. Alpha Strike is what the defensive feature on it's supposed to have, and basically what that does is every third Berserk, it's going to have do like some kind of like area damage to where it's at. And somebody crack open a can. Is that what's going on?
One me.
Sorry, yeah, that was me.
Okay.
I had my drinking fun last night.
Well, I'm probably going to have my drinking fun here in a few minutes. But anyway, the Alpha Strike is going to pinch everything within rocket range and does damage within rocket range, it says, for a few seconds. The second prize is going to be an Apocalypse Mortar, which is a multi-salvo Reaver fire mortar. It's supposed to have the rival the range of the Brimstone and Executioners. And hopefully it's going to be a fast-traveling mortar, or else I think it's going to be useless. But no mention of that being a limited turret at all, so I suspect when we win that, we'll be able to add however many we need. But anyway, and then the third prize is supposed to be, I don't know the name of it, but I know it's supposed to be a more powerful version of the Unstable Core. And for those not familiar with the Unstable Core, basically it's the same thing as the Forsaken engine upgrade. The 1, 2, and 3, it has the exact same attributes as that, but the weight's calculated differently, so it's much heavier, I believe. But it has like a kamikaze explosion when it ends. It detonates and does damage to its attacker. You know, if it's in range, it'll do damage to the attacker. So it's not, if you park on the boat with that on it, it will hurt.
Yeah. When you say engine upgrade, do you actually mean like the engine upgrade special or the Forsaken engine itself?
Well, the researchable engine.
Okay.
It's actually called Engine Upgrade 1, Engine Upgrade 2, Engine Upgrade 3.
Okay.
Oh, I know what you're talking about there.
Yeah, there's another special
upgrade
called Engine Upgrade. I just wanted to...
Yeah, and that's like a speed upgrade, isn't it, or something like that? But
yeah.
No, it's the researchable one. It's got the same speed as the engine upgrade from the researchable special. So.
Got it.
But that's all of the prizes that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's not a hull raid, so I don't know if there'll actually be any older hulls in here. It'll just be all specials with weapons.
Yeah, it's not a hull raid, and those are really just the 3 main prizes that I'm aware of at this point. So
as far as secondary stuff is, we can just expect to see weapons and specials then?
Yeah, most likely, I would think.
Okay.
All right. So everybody good now? All right. Y'all take care. I know I said bp.battlevortex.tv already once. I'm saying it again. Sign up, and see y'all Thursday for the next show.
Later, guys.
Bye.
Y'all take care.
Bye.